Welcome to Craft&Hue. In today's video, we'll be taking a closer look at Bambu Lab's build plates, testing each one with PLA using the same torture test model by Prestige Prototype originally designed for the cool plate with SuperTack. I'll be using Bambu's default print settings to see how they truly perform, unless the print clearly needs tweaking.
So this is the first plate, which is the textured PEI plate from Bambu Labs. It is a great all-rounder. It has strong adhesion, does not require any glue, and has a lovely matte finish to it, which gives a nice starry print, should we say. I don't know if you can see it with the light reflecting. That actual reflection is what prints onto your print. I'll show you an example in 2 seconds. The only one thing I will say about this is it does pick up your finger oil like crazy. So you should always clean it. Make sure you're using IPA. Give it a quick wipe over before you start your prints, because just a bit of finger oil will ruin your print. So this is what the finish looks like once you've actually printed. So as you can see, if I can get the light reflecting on it, as you can see here, it gives you that texture with a bit of glitter effect on it. Actually on the bottom of the cup as well. So you've got the same here on the bottom of the flower pot. It just gives you that textured bottom. I would say it does give you a bit of grip because of the texture on it. Obviously I wouldn't rely on it because it's not rubber. Right, and some pros and cons regarding this plate. So it's got excellent first layer grip for PLA, PETG and TPU. It's durable, scratch resistant surface. There's no need for glue sticks or for most materials that you print with this. Produces a beautiful textured matte finish on the bottom of the prints, as we just saw. Some of the cons can be unforgiving if not cleaned properly. Oils kill adhesion. Z offsets must be dialed in accurately for consistent results. Slightly harder to remove larger prints.
Right here you're seeing the first print on the torture test and it failed. I did do a second print. What I did was I upped bed temperature from 55 to 6 degrees and this printed quite well. We had no issues whatsoever. This was doing the torture test and the angles we're printing at are 45, 50 and 55 degrees. As you can see, no issues whatsoever all the way to completion.
Okay, then the next plate we're looking at is the Bambu dual textured plate. It gives you 2 surfaces in one. You've got the textured for the grip, and then you've got the smooth plate for the gloss. Just a note, PLA loves the smooth. Just remember to use glue. And again, same thing, as you can see my fingerprints all over this. You use IPA to give it a clean. Failing that, use warm water and soap. And some pros on this plate is 2 surfaces in one. Again, I'll say textured for grip, and you got the smooth for your smoothie gloss finish. It's compatible with both filaments of PLA, PETG and ABS. The cons are its smooth side needs glue. I would say always use glue. And it can be harder to remove large prints from the texture side, so you will need to use your Bambu provided scraper. Right, so the next plate we're looking at is one we've already seen earlier. It's the Bambu Lab smooth plate. This plate is actually just smooth on both sides. So again, I don't need to go too much into detail, but the smooth plate works with both PETG, ABS and PLA. With PLA, obviously always use your glue. One thing I was going to say was, I know I said earlier we should use IPA to clean it, which is quite good to use. I have noticed when you use IPA with the glue, it does have a weird, it doesn't clean properly. So what I would recommend is if it's not coming off, because as you can see, if we give it a quick wipe. Now, I know the glue's come off on here because you can see it, but it's not really come off well without a proper scrub. So what I would recommend is if you've got too much glue on it and you are getting problems, because again, this works on the texture plate as well, hot water and soap. That's all you need. Give it a clean, let it dry, and then put it in the printer again. But that works every time.
Right, this is the first go on the smooth plate, and as you can see, that went as well as a paper umbrella in a thunderstorm. Right, this is the glue stick that I have from Bambu Labs. I got that free when I originally got my printer, I think it was, or the smooth plate, I can't remember now. But yes, I am attempting to record and glue with one hand, and that obviously went as well as you guys would assume so. So we're going to cut. Anyway, so this is the time lapse of the actual prints, and as you can see, it printed extremely well. Again, we're doing the 45, 50, and 55 degrees, and yeah, printed extremely well. The glue held on even when I took the build plate out, as we're going to see in the next clip. It stayed stuck.
Right, the next plate we have here is the cold plate with SuperTack. It's perfect for PLA, strong grip while it's hot, and easy release when it's cool. It runs at around 45 degrees to 55 degrees. It helps prevent warping and stringing. If the adhesion on this fails, or fades, sorry, just clean it with some warm water and then refresh it with Bambu Lab's SuperTack glue, or failing that, if you haven't got that, you can use just a really light layer of the bamboo glue stick, let it dry, and you're good to go again.
Right, so this is the first attempt on the cool plate SuperTack, and as we can see, printing extremely well all the way through towards the end. Right at the end, one of them decided to just collapse. Now, I don't know if the head hit it or what happened, but it just fell. If anyone does know, please mention in the comments. On the second try, no issues again. Printed really well, just like he did on the smooth with the glue. Again, it is printing at 45 degrees Celsius, so you are going to be saving a bit of energy. Again, no issues whatsoever, but it did come off a lot easier than the glued smooth plate, so it does do what it says on the tin. As we can see in the next clip, I did drop one as I pulled it out.
Right, our next plate is the 3D effects plate. Right, you got your standard blank plate, and then you get these 4 textured plates. So you've got the stars, you've got the, I was going to call it carbon fiber, but it's not actually carbon fiber. It's carbon texture. So this is your carbon fiber. Pick it up on the camera. And then you've got another starry one. So these are all textured patterns based on your prints. Great for PLA and PETG, but the look isn't for everyone. And I am going to now show you the process of attaching one of these. So we're going to just grab one and then we'll stick it on. So let me just put these all to one side. To install onto the 3D effects plate, you got this, I want to call it a jig from Bambu Lab. So you can print this out. I think it takes about an hour to print out, maybe hour and a half to print out. So that's the jig. So you can use that jig to actually line up onto the plate. We're going to go with the stars. That'll give us the biggest impact when we print. So, right, let me just get this lined up. So you get the jig. Got your jig. You put in your plate. So it's lined up. he says. Right, there you go. So that's all lined in. And then you get your texture and you can put that on too. And you got your clamp. On the clamp, there's a little key. And then you fit the key over the jig and then you screw tight. Okay, so we'll get this one side done first. That way we can make sure it doesn't move. Okay, there you go, that one's in. And now we just get this side and do the exact same thing. So you got the key, just line it all up. And then just tighten it down. Okay, and that's it. So once it's tightened down, just give it a double, whoops. I just said give it a tug to make sure it is tight, and then this one comes loose. Nope. Now remember, you don't have to go with Bambu Lab's design. There are other ones on there that have been remixed. Right, so you got that. It's in there. And then what you do, you just got to peel, not the top. Is there not a peel bit? Oh. Right, what you do, right, and then you just peel this off. Okay, and what we'll do is we'll go about there. Okay, and then just fold that in, and then you lay that back down. Okay, and just get it. Oh, I stuck down too early. There we go. Okay. Okay, just hold it down. I am going to use my Cricut roller, but again, a lot of the remixes have got a scraper to use. And then what you do is just get it down, get all the air bubbles out while you're pushing it down. And then you can undo your clamps because you've got it lined up. There we go. Went a bit too tight on this side, I think. But we're fine, we're fine. Right, and then you can just peel the rest of the backing off. Okay, don't go all the way. Just do the same again. And just roll it on nice and slow. And then get the last little bit off. There we go. And then you have no air bubbles. So we'll just go this way just to help out anything we got in there. And there we have it. We have the starry texture on our plate. In case you notice these air bubbles here, they're not actually on the bottom. Yeah. I'll just put the protection back. And what I'll do is I'm going to load this into the X1 and I'll do a print and then I'll show you the bottom of that.
Right, we're here in Bambu Studio, so we're now going to print our basically a test card to print on the 3D effects plate. So we're just going to quickly do a primitive and we'll just quickly adjust this. I'm going to quickly just adjust it to 50 by 50. Well, not by 50, but we'll do something sensible like 10. Actually, I lied, not 10. Do it by 5. Because I had a thought. I will give this to my niece. I'm going to add a quick negative part. So we just do cylinder. Hit OK on that. Just quickly shrink that down. Can you go 5 across, maybe? There you go. That'll do. And then just bring that down. And, oh, bring that down. And we have a hole in our cylinder. Now we can slice that. All right, approve that. Right, that's basically just going to give us a quick keyring for my niece. And back to explaining what you're going to do. Right, I'm going to just dump this in the corner up here. Right, build plate wise, you're going to go with the smooth PEI plate and high temperature. And I've already got one made, but what you're doing is click here to edit. And what we're going to adjust is the bed temperature. Bambu recommend between 60 to 65. I've gone with 65 and degrees Celsius, sorry. And for TPU, it's 35 degrees to 45 degrees Celsius. So for the X1 series printers, you want to basically disable the LiDAR feature. The scattered reflection from the effect sheets confuses the sensor. There are 2 settings we want to change. So if we go to devices, let me go to the X1. Yep, go to print options here. And you want to basically disable the enable detection of plate and the first layer inspection. That is what Bambu recommend. And the other one you want to change is the flow dynamic. So let me just go to slice that. And we go to print. Go on that X1. And it's the flow dynamic you want to cancel. And that's the 3 features that use the LiDAR sensor. And that way you'll be able to print on the X1. Now, I've already sent this print over to my P1S because that's what we're doing the testing on. If you guys are getting value from this video, I'd really appreciate a subscribe and a like. That lets me know I'm making the content you enjoy and you want to see more like it. And in my hand, you can see the keyring I've just made, all starry and shiny. As you can see, it transferred over very well. Thanks for watching. I hope this helps you pick the right Bambu plate for your print. If there's another plate you'd like me to test or a different way you'd like to see me compare, let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this kind of content, please remember to hit that like button and subscribe. And don't forget to hit that bell notification. And thanks for watching.